Oh yeah. Beginning. So we are kind of starting this thing again, which is called streaming. And I don't expect too much to watch. However, I expect to really start doing this now bigger ways. And the thing I'm going to do now is streaming our creation of map. And I'm starting right now to make this streaming series, which is going to be talking about creating this map together with you here. And I'm going to be looking at all sides of it. Creating a map. An adventure. An epic one. Are really full of mysteries. And that is what I'm going to be doing. If you know me, I don't do this full time, but this is kind of like a hobby I do. A small hobby. And I'm going to now start doing a kind of series on it. Videos talking about how this is done. And testing it and so forth. It's for a game called Heroes, Might and Magic. And as you've seen, I've done quite a lot already. I'm not going to start from the zero, but still there's quite a lot of things to still to do. Believe me. But yes, hello there, welcome. My name is Luukkonen. We are streaming creation of this sort of a campaign, or like a map, a scenario for Heroes, Might and Magic 4. You might have seen this in the past that I've done this, and I'm starting to do this much more now, especially with all these lockdowns and such in process. There's time to do this, we have time to do this, so I'm going to be doing it. Indeed, so hopefully you have a good time, a good day. Let me try to invite some people that might be interested on this game. This game is one of my favorites. One of the best games there are in terms of strategy RPGs. With, of course, some people differ. Some people don't think that. I, however, think that very much. That is, this game is one of the best. Let us see, does the comment section work? I think it works. Yes, indeed. Good, good, good. Now, let's try to find the Heroes and Might and Magic 1. I'm going to be advertising this a little bit so people can find it. That's what we're doing here. Yeah, my channel is not gaming related, however I want to do this thing. Personally, I really like this game, and I like streaming of creation of it. But yeah, let's begin. Begin the creation. Let me just share this a little quick to our server. Streaming of map making for Heroes and Magic 4. And I personally like this game for the fact that there's many good things about it. Many great things. It's the heroes, the fact that you can have heroes aside of the others, it's very good. Let me try to share tips and guides, general suggestions. I suppose there's no place for share this any longer. Oh well, we shall see. We shall see. Hello there, whoever you are watching right now. But now, let's begin the creation. Essentially, I'm a music channel, but I'm going to be making kind of like in my free time, especially I'm doing other things. It's good to have a kind of a breaks in between, I believe. And one of the breaks I'm doing is I'm making a map for this. And the map I'm making is a very big one, as you can see. It's XL sized. There's a lot of different biomes. You can see the mini map over there. And the minimap shows, you know, it looks kind of nice as well. In the beginning there's this big city, then there's the lava place, snow place, some northern places, and this map is designed to be able to be traversed with a boat. Everywhere there's lakes and rivers. You can like you can see this river over here. You can actually go through it with a boat. And there's a lot of roads with the boats, as you can see over here, over here, over here, over here, over here, everywhere. Which is going to make playing this map very interesting later on when it comes. Also, the fact that there's a... I just, a few days ago, I made this place. I think that looks rather nice. Some kind of Arab vibe. And the fact that you have this sort of maze of... you have to traverse through. The maze looks pretty nice. I'm going to making this to have more mountains over here. I want to make have this sort of like a canyon vibe in here. A big canyon. Big canyon with big mountains and such. But I have to make sure that you're able to actually walk there as well. Big canyons and great movements indeed. So like this. Now people can actually walk in here. Good. But yes, I've been away. Personally, I moved when the COVID thing happened, which is good. I don't want to be in cities. I'm away from cities right now, so that's great. With family, of course. Family is important. Yeah, actually, I'm going to be doing some small rocks instead of anything else. Some desert rocks that do not take too much space. This game is very much kind of forgotten. It doesn't really make sense for me to, like, kind of like a stream-wise to stream this, but I very much like this game. It's one of the unique ones. One of the unique things is that you can, if you know Heroes series, you can bring heroes to the battle instead of them just standing around. If you know this game, it's one of the best strategy series that ever was. Unfortunately, it has been destroyed. It has kind of lost its glory days, as some could say. So let's just add some rocks over here, so it looks kind of nice. I'm not a professional map creator in any sense. But it looks nice when you have this kind of rocky area over here. Let's add some deserts, like this. This place is going to be very dangerous to go through. Also, as you notice, there's a lot of these tunnels going around. There's the underground area. It's going to be very interesting to see how players actually play this. This is going to be so big, in a sense that it's kind of easy to do because the systems have already been done in place. But the idea is, hey, oh, buy soft.
Hi, it's been a while.
It has been a while. The Dias.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you very much. Yeah, even that chatbot doesn't want to say Ubisoft, right? It said Ubisoft. Yeah, goddamn Ubisoft. It has been a while, and kind of my mistake in a sense. I don't know. I had this sort of a beginning of the spring was very kind of harsh for me to do the YouTube sort of stuff. I want to get back to it though. I know I've seen say that in many streams, but I really want to do it now because I think what you need in order to do something that you want to do for a long time is that you like it, and that's why I want to do this sort of streams, even though I don't know how it will be reacted by people. Dias, how are you doing under this lockdown situation? But this game is one of my favorites. And I've seen even some people to play this. I know this one big streamer who does it. So I'm wishing that when I make this map ready, he will be able to play it. We shall of course see about that. It's not a guarantee. but of course I'm going to play it myself as well. It's the idea is that you know, in this game the AI is not that clever, as in not in many games. But I would instead make it so that, you know, there's so many different players, so many different kind of iterations of the game, in a sense that if you go to the northern side of here, where the barbarians start, like they essentially are like Mongols coming from the portal over here, and then they teleport into 4 positions. Or is it 5?
Semi-quarantined. The Dias. Only leaving the house to buy stuff.
Semi-quarantined. What was the country you are from right now? Like, what was the country again? I'm from Finland, of course. We have some quarantines here. I'm living... I moved 4 weeks ago, when I knew this is going to be like a quarantine situation. I moved to... in Middle Forest. And that's where I'm right now, in middle of forest. I was able to get the connections right. Do you like, you personally, what Heroes games you like? I do like this game as it has like the... I'm of course most nostalgic for it, but I think there's actually good gameplay mechanics with this one, especially as the heroes are part of the experience. I'm going to be today planning on. I'm going to be making this area. Chili. Oh yeah, chili tastes good. But yeah, just joking. I mean that. Is there like a lockdown of sorts? Southern Finland has been under lockdown for a week or so. Of course, you can still get through, but there's policia, and you have to have papers. Oh, papers. Yeah.
3 feels more balanced than 4. Restream.io. Trophy, congratulations. You've received 100 messages today with Restream chat.
Oh yeah.
The Dias. Although I never became good at any of them.
3 feels more balanced though. It's kind of true. I suppose actually like the most better factions in the game in this game are the Order, Academy, you know, and Death is okay I suppose, but Chaos is, I think, you know, those are the best. Nature, of course, but I think there's the interesting balancing on this is that if you get a good enough hero, you can actually do quite a lot of stuff. You know, some people who are competitive, they could, you know, disagree, but I have found that every faction is viable in some tactics. Like the Life can very much do this sort of tactic of having very good healers, fighting when they want to, as they have spells to evade that.
Hello, my man. Long time no.
Hey, original! Hey, thanks very much. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Some waving frogs. Unfortunately, those cannot really be seen with this chat. That's kind of a sad thing.
No cam today. What's up with that?
No cam. I want to show the game much more. My face is... I can kind of show it, but I want to have this as a relaxing thing for myself as well. So that's why camera off. That's why camera off. Also, I've been helping other friend of mine to stream his own streams. I'm so exhausted I would look bad on camera, I would say. That's my excuse. How are you doing? How are you doing? Also, there was a comment from... Who was it?
Original OG. Your face is never in the way. I think it works perfectly to the stream.
I think it might. I will be, however, at this stream is going to be without one.
Original
a sad
OG.
thing.
You can look bad. I don't believe you.
I might. But it's just a thing I'm going to be doing today.
The Dias.
How is your streaming going?
Map making. There is one game that has some beautifully made user maps. The Dominions do.
Dominions. I really like the games that have that sort of option.
To draw the map beforehand and export it .he game.
Ah, I like the map creation systems that actually are very open for people. They can like really do stuff. How are you doing your own streams and own stuff, original OG? I've been very much locked down, or no, I mean not locked down, but I've been kind of away because of the you know what situation we are having right now, and now kind of getting back on it. I've moved to countryside.
Original
Yes.
OG. The stream have been a bit absent. Not felt liked or it. Original
Yeah,
OG.
yeah. I had the same kind of.
Asterisk for it.
I had the same kind of feeling. I feel you, man. I feel you. Sometimes you have to have that. You know, you cannot force yourself to do it. And I know personally, I'm not really into money when it comes to streams right now. Like, I don't want to make people donating money and that sort of thing. At least right now, it's not my interest. I just want to stream some cool stuff. My brother used to play Dominion. I don't know, does he do it right now? But he has many good things to say about that game. Isn't the Dominion the one that you have the guard to who you kind of
The Dias.
have there? I don't
You
know.
need to draw some elements on the map, like the divisions of the terrier and a white dot in the center of each territory.
I see. So you use drawing? That's interesting. You know, we have this sort of drawing system here as well, as you can
I
see.
want to stream,
Whee.
but I haven't found the games. Gaming alone isn't fun and I've been trying to get people together for it.
Yeah, it's alone. It's not that fun in sense. This game is kind of fun for me because of the creative
I had my first
aspects of it.
cooking stream last week and I'm planning, as you know, for the drunk karaoke.
Drunk karaoke. Oh, that's something I'm expecting to see. Yeah, cool stuff. I was there in the last time. That was cool. The thing is, I like this game. I don't know about the Dominion's map creation, but as you can see, I think the maps look pretty nice with this.
Exactly that game.
Yeah, the God game. The God game. Like this game, I think you can actually make pretty lovely maps. The map creation community, I think, has kind of been lazy on my mind. Like there are some good creations, but most of them are not that impressive.
You weren't you, P?
Oh, you were, weren't you? Indeed. I was there. Looking in the background. And I even suggested a very nasty song. Not the Star Wars, was it like the Han Solo song? Which is one of the memeiest songs. Old meme songs, yeah, indeed. Not the most fun one to sing, I tell you. But this, like, you have to have some kind of interest on it, like what you want to do. But personally, like, I like games that have freedom. Many of the maps that are designed with heroes are not that free. But I've really much designed this to be played so many ways.
For making beautiful and artistic maps. Original. Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, the Star Wars thing, yeah. But yeah, 3 and 4, beautiful maps. The 3 had a very distinct style. Some people say that this style is not good. I kind of like it. It has that retro 80s sort of like.
Preparing my vocals for the stream. Made it so much easier to sing.
I want to actually tell you one thing, just to say to you, original. Oh, yes.
So how's life, my man? Are you happy?
I'm happy, thank you very much. Hopefully, like you were moving last time we talked, hopefully the new place is better. I tell you, like, anyone who's watching the stream right now, Dias or you, original OG, I am building this Elogas group, you know it, and if you want people to perhaps play together with and do more collaborations, I suppose that would be a place to be, because we just started some collaborations. Today we're going to be working on some videos, making together them. I'm going to be paying even for some of the projects, and that's kind of a cool thing to bring people together, not around me or anyone else, to make things together. I'm excited to see the excitement in the community. It has been kind of slow in the beginning, but now it's kind of starting to get some movement. I'm very happy for that. Also, a lot of stress, I tell you. I've been working on the projects I've been doing. and I wanted to get back to the as now things have kind of slowed down. I want to get back to YouTube things. There's the big thing about
Yes, I'm aware. Yes,
yeah.
that could be something.
It could be something indeed. I've had a lot of planning on the monetary situation, as especially Finland has been kind of locked down. Some of the opportunities for the company I've done have kind of withered, so I needed to change my tactics. I'm now okay, but it was an interesting moment. It was an interesting moment. Can you see the background music at the moment? Let me actually put it a little bit louder. Perhaps you can see it here much better. Let me know if it's too loud.
The Dias. I wish I wasn't so anxious about my projects and I would just allow myself to finish them.
Ah, well, I suppose like I was talking with my friend about this. If you start a project and if it takes too long, it just kind of stops the movement of it. If that makes any sense, it's very hard to
Everyone
keep
is
the
on
movement going.
lockdown besides Sweden. It's
Yeah,
embarrassing.
man, like what about that situation? Like, man, I'm so sad. I'm so sad for the situation in there. Like I've seen that already today. There was like 40 people died, and not a single person died in Finland in last 24 hours. I'm so sorry,
Original
man.
OG. How did the sponsor go though? You still have the money for it.
What sponsor? I don't remember which one. Perhaps there was some time behind it.
The Dias.
Hmm?
Well, I decided to do something. The Dias. Take my project and write short stories around them.
Short stories, eh? That might be interesting. Like the sort of the short stories very good. Like I was talking with my friend. When you start a project, it's so easy to get that project just stuck. And if you have a short project, you have much better chances to actually finish it. And I would very much suggest that. And that's what we're doing here in Elokas Group. I'm doing one big project which I sometimes have hard time on doing.
You did contact your local community and they voted in favor to support your idea of that game you are creating.
You did contact your local community and they voted favor to support the idea of a game you're creating. No Kickstarter yet, if you're talking about that.
To make me finish something.
Yeah, I suppose, like, what things you want to finish? What do you want to actually focus on? The big thing in order to have some energy on it is to enjoy it.
There is a lot of things to say about it, but all I can say is it's so strange and exhausting. No actions, only waiting.
Man, what's the leader who was deciding there? Like, I'm so sorry. Like, we were actually almost following that, but our president got in the way of that. He almost said, like the prime minister, that we cannot do anything. But the president is like, God damn, you have to do something, and then they did something, which is good, because I don't want any lives to be lost.
OG. No. Well, what was it though? You were happy about it to have their votes for it.
I suppose.
Maybe he was a friend of you. Original OG.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Love.
Stefan Löfve! Yeah. We have Sanna Mari.
The deep sea fish monster face.
Ah, deep sea fish monster face. Actually, I'm kind of confused what you mean, but there's one deep sea monster in this game, and it's kind of terrifying looking. Oh yeah. It's one of the deadliest monsters in the game, because when it hits, it has extra damage from these teeth, and it kills like automatically. You know, not even considering your HP, which is terrifying. If there's anyone like you interested on, like, let's say, playing together a game, I'm up for it. Perhaps this game could be a possibility. This is so old game that I can actually just send some files to you and you can actually play it. It's this old game. Like, that is a possibility, of course, if people are interested on that. Or some other games. I don't want to invest monetarily, at least right now, on it. I have huge work to do for monetary things. Like I was able to negotiate with my rent holder to lower the rent, okay, for a moment. I'm very happy for
Original
that.
OG. Stefan Love reassembles a fish from the deep depths. Google it and you will know what I'm talking about.
Oh, let's see. What was it? Stefan Löfven reassembles a fish from the deep depths. Alright, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Original OG. Yeah, sure I am. Just need time to plan ahead, or spontaneous ask is working too.
Spontaneous, like, of course, long project work, but they have less chance of being done, and you have to spend so much energy for them. I recommend always a small project, especially if you're able to get feedback. Close of the Deep, like, what is this? Stefan Löfven reassembles a fish from the deep depths. I cannot see anything too much, and there's not much on it. I don't know what you meant by that. If you can send some links on it, let me know. There's some kind of a blobfish Löfven. I don't know about that. Let's open the window once again. But yeah, we live crazy times. What kind of project were you thinking of working on, Dias?
Just search for Stefan Love and fish. Let me check.
No, please. So the idea of here is this is going to be like the map idea is very, like, it's not just random things. I've actually planned this very well. Like you see, there's a lake, like lakes and rivers everywhere. You can actually move around the place quite openly. And the idea is that if you have a ship, you can actually traverse the map very quickly, because if you go by land, there are a lot of obstacles in the way. The cities have been planned in a sense, and factions that there's going to be a lot of infighting. There's going to be a lot of like interesting setups. We have the very strong purple city here. The purple don't have much cities in the beginning. They just have one.
https://ecosia.org/search?Q=sign Stefan +sign love+fisk. Original OG. Select images.
Ah.
Original OG.
There are some here. Yeah.
First picture on top left. The Dias. A series of stories ipied by isekais, but with a focus on mystery solving.
So this is your prime minister. Yeah. Kind of makes sense. That is so ugly fish. Like, I cannot really even imagine that actually existing. Ugh. Makes me sick. But yeah, that we have to see. Kind of, similarities, yeah. There's some similarities. A series of stories by isekais, but with focus on mystery solving. Perhaps, with... there's so many different games of video games. Perhaps you could have, like, stories from different games. Like, let's say, sorry for just importing ideas to you. Of course, you have to... You decide. But, like, I was thinking, actually, there's some different games. Like, why not have there's this, like, a gamer trying to find the best game, and he always tries new games, like some things, but like hates some of the things. Like it would be interesting, because this is what I've seen so many times right now. This sort of like people trying to find the newest best
OG.
game.
The fish is brought up from the deep depths, so it's used to pressure. So when it's brought up, it falls apart.
Ah, that makes sense. Yeah, but it's ugly nonetheless. Ugly son of bastard. But yeah, that's alive. Why do they actually bring? Like, it seems like a kind of like a torture to bring them up. I suppose it doesn't seem nice. Doesn't seem nice at all. But yeah, let's see. Let's add some trees over here. Actually, no trees here. The idea is that there's some pirates starting in here. Purple city in here.
They are indeed kind, sir. Both
Evil.
of them.
Ugly, both of them. Like, we have the similar situation with our Prime Minister. Nobody really likes her, I suppose. Like, of course, some people are very idolizing. But, like, she has no political experience. So people are kind of like, what is happening in the world right now? That's the kind of a feel. So, like, the beginning here, we have the small forest here. Kind of a rainforest, yeah. Some beaches with pirates. Oh, yeah. The blue has more cities, but it has the weakest position for them.
Got a reply to a message.
No worries. OG lurking, that's how we do it. And like, this is going to be a very interesting map. I've seen many times, but I'm going to be making some interesting differences to the factions. Like, the Death faction starts with no cities.
The main character is more of a book nerd than a gaming nerd.
Ooh.
The Dias.
Oh.
Especially fantasy and mythology.
Mythology and that, alright. How does he end up liking and playing games? What is his background on that? But yeah, this is interesting in a sense, like the Death faction, they start alone. In a sense that they have no cities, and they actually have no interest in taking cities. In a sense, like of course the main capitals, they need that, but the most important thing is that the blue start with cities, everyone else doesn't. Nature has its interesting thing that it is all around. It cannot really get cities right away because the nature heroes that can actually capture the cities are in this sort of area here, which is sort of like their own little kingdom. Nobody is there in the beginning, so they have their kind of own place to grow to. And the places they can actually start from after that is in the swamp area, in the forest area, and in the snowy area, or around here, which is not yet ready. I want to make this magical place. And nature is very much divided, but it has much more strength than the blue. Blue has all the cities, but yeah, they have been kind of they have a problem situation because so many are going to take their cities if they are not careful. Purple has the most strength, but it starts only at one place. Orange has 2 places over here. Its kind of goal is to try to get these great towers of magic quest objects, which I'm going to make that if they capture them all, they can bring apocalypse in, and they get much more strength, much more population growth. So they have like they bring the chaos or something like that. And there's 4 towers in every corner of the world, as you can see. So if they find these places, they are very lucky. They get a lot of strength. Death is a faction that I'm going to be making so that if they capture cities, or if they go to these death places, these sort of like caverns that have like skeletons in them, they can actually take them on their side. That's the plan. So that's the plan behind this all. And we shall start doing them right away. I'm going to be starting from the red faction, the barbarian faction, because I'm already started with that, some of the events and stuff. We're going to be writing here and seeing where it goes. Wish me luck on that. But yeah, I'm going to be doing some magical forest on this side.
He became a book nerd because his adoptive father tried to make him a reader, and got him into general mythology and fantasy reading.
Ah, so his father is the is behind that. All right. Makes sense. Where did you get this idea from? What sort of inspiration you got there? Also, like, what are the places for writers to, you know, share their short stories like this without getting stolen? Like, this is one of my biggest fears, and my brother, who also does some books sometimes, like, he also has this sort of idea, like, oh, this actually is ice, cannot really do trees on ice, yeah. Disney on ice, yeah, not like that. I want to make this sort of like a magical place, in a sense. I'm actually going to make this snow, because snow is better.
The Dias. I will, however, write short stories centered on the other characters, because there are some that I need to develop.
Yeah. How are you going to develop them? Is there going to be big conflict, some big stories, like have some sort of like of course I'm not a writer in a sense, so I have only a slight idea on that, but yeah, interested to hear.
Original OG. Okay, I am back.
OG, hello there, welcome back. Good to see you, fella. How is your plan on after the drunk streams? What are your plans? I want to bring community together. I feel like the modern times is very empty in a sense. Like I've been recently very much trying some farming, especially now when we have this situation. I fear it's going to be a very long moment.
I don't think you have picked the correct category. This isn't Zelda, right?
Oh, Zelda. Oh yes. I mean I have to change that. Oh, thank you for letting me know. I changed that in the. Goddamn. Yeah, D-Live. I didn't pick the right one. Goddamn. Hopefully nothing happens to me. Didn't pick the right one. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good. Yeah, let me change it because I made it with other places.
It's going to be lots of singing.
Of course.
Someone said play something, but I don't. That is as much entertaining.
Yeah, I get it. You don't want to do something,
Original
don't
OG.
do it.
I mean, who wants to see someone be even worse?
Let me just. What is the name of the game officially?
The
like,
Dias. And in YouTube, the description you are talking about Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, let me actually change that. God damn! I cannot find the Heroes Might and Magic for some reason in. I cannot find the Heroes Might and Magic in or D-Live for some reason. Well, let me do the change first to YouTube side of things, and then let's do the bigger things. But yeah, interested to see where the Elogas takes up. And hopefully you, Dias and Original OG, I'll see you in those places, in doing stuff there. But let's do options, and let's change this
Original
to
OG.
gaming.
Send a tidy ADM regarding that and he can help you fix one.
Who? Let me just try to find this in... I remember the game had very weird name, the Heroes Might and Magic 4. There was like something in the beginning of that. Might and Magic. Let me try to Might and Magic 4. Okay, I was able to find it in YouTube side of things. Let me actually put something more beautiful for you to watch. Yeah, now it's updated in both places.
At Tidy, one of the devs. Tidy Labs, does it ring any bells?
Moment, just a moment. I was able to actually find it finally, the Heroes Might and Magic. I will just take the Heroes Might and Magic 3, that is actually closer than anything else, even if it's false information. Tidy is one of the devs. Tidy Labs. Does it ring any bells? Ah, yes, of course. I will be if he hasn't added the game title there, I will be contacting him. Yeah. Very good idea. But not right now. Not right now. So information has been added. Now let's continue. We have to make our land of elves. Like you mentioned. Oh.
Are the dolphins kamikaze in the top right corner?
Kamikaze dolphins? Unfortunately not. I think one of the things they give to you is luck. And I don't really consider luck to be the most important thing in the game. It's kind of like a small bonus. So the dolphins are actually pretty useless in this game. Sad thing, I know. Dolphins, you have failed me. But there's some other good creatures here, especially some water ones. The mermaids. One of the nastiest creatures. They take your soul. No, actually, they just take your control. And it's not a nice thing, I tell you. If only one creature takes them control, like your whole stack of army, then
Original OG.
that's not nice.
They are jumping on top of each other. That is why I ask. It doesn't seem natural if you ask me. Original OG.
Yeah, it doesn't look good.
Damn dolphins.
Damn dolphins! They just dab and dance all day. How do they have the spirit for it, I ask? But they seem to have it. They just seem to have it. I'm interested to hear what sort of games have you played on the Hero series or strategy series in general. I want to make this very strategic. I know it's only just words. I want to show it right to you how it looks, but the idea is very much to make this not just your average mod map. It's going to be with a lot of strategy, a lot of depth. There's going to be events. There's going to be these sort of things that I'm going to be scripting here. Is the scripting right word? But let me just show you. There's going to be some events over here, how things happen. Especially, you know, I made already some text over here. Yeah, I call them Visigoths. I don't know why, but I suppose I have freedom to do whatever I want. So Visigoth it is. Tribes of Visigoths. So yeah, the idea is very much factions. The land is pretty huge. The nature is going to start from there and come here. I'm going to be making this very natural winter place. Very beautiful. Hopefully I succeed. Let me know. But you mentioned in the past, like, you have to enjoy things you stream. I think that is a very major thing. Also, Diaz, you mentioned the book thing. Where can you share your books if you write ones, like in online, without getting stolen? Like, that's my biggest fear. I've seen some cases that people accuse of their work being stolen, especially if you do good ideas. Like, how can you protect those when they're text format? That's one of the most difficult things, I suppose. Yeah, some rocks, as you can see. I just like mapping. I actually bought games when I was younger just because of the mapping.
Dias. Difficult to say.
Yeah, it is a hard thing. In our server, of course, you can share it.
Original
if you
OG.
want to. Like this,
I'm
I'm not
sure.
the risky one, but there might
The
be risk
copyright
for
should be enough. But I guess it's just a way of trust.
trust. Trust is the thing. The problem is that someone can take it, alter it a little, and you can't really do much. Of course, they cannot steal directly, but like what happened with the Lion King, how it was first Japanese and then Disney kind of changed Kimba to Simba and that sort of thing. Like, it can happen, and they can make a lot of money.
OG. Pizza comes early this week. I will eat pizza today. Hamburger from a grand opening hamburger place.
Grand
On
opening?
Saturday, even more hamburger with
How can you have big
Original OG.
openings with Corona?
coupons.
How can you have big openings with Corona? And yeah, no, some people don't want to say the name of that cursed thing, but because of the demonetization, but I don't have money coming anyway, so yeah, I don't care. Actually, this looks pretty nice. The rocks make it look very good. You have any ideas of the characters we're going to be doing? If you have any suggestions, like Diaz, of course, you are a writer. If you have any suggestions
If you can
for
prove it is a
city
case of
names, let
plagiarism,
me know.
you can do something about it. The Dias. The bigger it becomes a story, the harder it is for someone to steal it.
But it can still happen.
Original OG. Yeah, that's what my missus said. But the restaurant has been waiting to open for the longest time.
Man,
Original OG.
be careful.
So I totally get them. They are trying their best. Original
Of course,
OG.
a business wants to open, of course.
Characters and city names. Can I help too?
Of course, of course!
The Dias.
Up to you!
Your best bet could be to register it as soon as possible.
Registering is good. With text it's hard to really prove. Like with music I can say, hey, this is my project files, I've done this. Now stop stealing! But other ways it's kind of harder, I suppose. Yes, they're city names. I'm going to make a barbarian city over here. As you can see, this is how it looks. It's not like this. And the idea is that this is sort of like a very far away, kind of like a very undeveloped place. Like there's not much buildings here in the beginning. Just some random barbarians living here. And the idea is that you can grow this kind of like a strong place, but it's in the beginning it's kind of useless. If
Do
terms
you
of
have
strategy.
a story for the lands you are working on?
Of course, very much so. This is the land name I've not came up with, but the land is currently named, the whole place is The Last Days, and the story goes that once this land was controlled by the blue city-states, and they had the major powers on them. However, due to mysterious circumstances, the blue city-states have been under attack by different forces, and some factions like the Papal City. One of the Pope lives here. This is the city of Pope Innocentius II. They are seizing their power and trying to really stand up for themselves, especially as the weakness for the blue states come. The blue city states have had their power because of the fact that they have had access to the portals. The portals are magical ways that have been able to transfer themselves, and of course, as other factions and other powers have not had that sort of luxury, they have had no chance against it. But for some reason,
Original OG.
the portals have been shut down.
Conalduck, Twin Axe, Feli Quilket, Scorch.
Scorch! That's a good name for a lava place over here. Yes, indeed. And that is the story. You can pick any of these factions. The place is under a very big struggle. There are the barbarians coming from here, and they're going to have huge hordes, and they're going to be the chaotic process for every single faction. The death faction that has been destroyed in the past, and now as finally they have been able to try to gather their forces, they are going to do a huge invasion. At least, that is the beginning position they start at. And the nature is very much kind of a force that is the background for that they have been very much just on their positions. And there's this two elves, a sister and a brother, that are trying to change that. There's sort of like this inner battle between the elves, sort of like a civil war of sorts. And the last but not the least is the fact that there's this chaos priest that wants to release the once powers that were once held in these magical towers. And if they're able to do that, the whole world is going to change. I'm going to be adding some elements that are going to be changing over here. Many things are going to be, like the whole map is going to change because of that. So those are the 5-6 different factions fighting each other. Who's going to win? We shall see. If you came up with the name for this place, let me know. We're going to be naming after that. You mentioned Twin Axe. That might be one. Yeah, we could add that. Twin Axe. No. Here we go. Actually works. Twin Axe. Northern city of Twin Axe. So of course that is still like Dias might be like, oh, that sounds very stupid plot. But the thing is, it's kind of still the idea is very much that there's a civil war, and that's the beginning phase. And I'm going to be building, of course, on that. I want to bring a lot of like freedom and different sort of strategies. The factions go against each other and so forth.
The Dias. Sartarai, Luminal, Joel, Ju, Karai. Original OG. Those were town names. Character names. Mailerai, Talk, Thrilleel, Morlo.
Morlo! We can actually add that. We can add those to the people. I will be now finishing still this area and making it visually look good. And once that is done, let's add some things like you mentioned. I will be adding here some woodcutters places that can be potentially built, but as it's this might be the best place to actually create wood. The problem is that it's so uncivilized. Many of these things are unworked. Not many things work over here. So that's what we're going to be doing. But yeah, it's a very good name. Thank you for the suggestions. We're going to be adding those there.
Original OG. Nice suggestions at the _Dias.
Dias did some good questions, especially the, let's see. I think the Karai and Santari, they can be used in the desert area.
Original OG. You're welcome.
Yeah, we have a writer here, of course. He has some good names. Also, I like yours. The ones that... what was that? Twin Axe. This is kind of too perhaps complicated. I'm sure. We shall see. Morlo is kind of catchy. We can use that. We can use that for ourselves. If you have any ideas on the plot and the basis of it, we can change that. It's if you that we have writer people here, so of course I'm going to be asking them if they have interest. But as you can see, the land is kind of becoming much more nicer looking. Yeah, we're actually doing some process here, which I'm happy about. Let's see, we have we need to make a shipyard over here. And that shipyard is going to be a very major place on this area. I'm going to be adding a kind of a village over here, sort of that has many different services. Let's add some houses. We're going to be adding quests there. I'm going to show you some quest examples I'm personally being made.
Nice too, OG.
Indeed, so OG made some OG names. Some OG names indeed. So this is the villages over here. But the idea is that I'm going to be adding quests. The first quest I'm going to be working on is for the Red faction, the Barbarian faction. They have the story of that there's a chief. As you can see, Tapani is a chief of Visigoth clan. His family before he... was it him? Yeah. Were failures in rebuilding the old ties to the kinship between Visigoths. While he's old, he still dreams of conquering the good back.
Original OG.
Like in
more greed, more depths into what they really want. A plot for a plot by a mistake. Equals need minerals, cheat each other. Going rouge, and then. Original OG. Die by gas pocket, lava flow, earthquake.
Yes, and everything is destroyed. But like, if you have interest or like, let's say on this sort of thing, let me know. Like, I'm actually very open for this. I'm going to be like the characters like this. Chief Tapani is a very kind of a failure in his own clan. The idea is that, and there's going to be a moment when our clan leader is going to be chosen. Usually, I'm thinking that Erkki the Ruthless is going to be probably the one that is going to be chosen.
Shakes and dissolve the towns, and break their spirits.
Destroy them all. But Erkki is the eldest son of Chieftain Tapani. He's not the smartest, but he's admired with full ambition. And then there's Alisa the Loud. While she is terribly lousy barbarian female when it comes to voicing her opinion, Alisa is well suited a bride for Erkki.
I was giving what I thought was good inputs. So what you want with it?
So let's see.
Original OG.
Let's see.
Thanks at the Dias.
So let's see. Plot for plot by mistake. Neat minerals. These are the going rule. Like, of course, these are going to be major things in the game. What we need, all the resources. But we are like, the idea is that it's going to, you can actually multiplayer this. You can actually play this together if you want to. But the idea is that like there's going to be many factions. The AI usually just goes around, takes cities and such. And I'm going to be making so that the AI actually makes more interesting kind of moves, and people get news about it. Like, the factions are not just some, like, just in the way. They actually have, like, a story depth. If you ever going to, let's say, encounter Tapani and his group, like, it's going to be a major thing. There's going to be text, there's going to be some dialogue on that.
The Dias. That is an interesting plot for the barbarian start. Barbarians are usually portrayed as honorable warriors.
Ah, yes, indeed, they are. I was thinking personally that, it might work, but overall, I would really want to see this sort of like, that they are trying to reunite their clans, and was able to do that in this area. They're able to just use this portal and leave. Like, they are going to be able to just conquer the places. And their idea is to conquer the major cities, just destroy them. Idea is that when they capture a city, it is just destroyed completely. And I'm interested to see how that actually looks. And it's kind of terrifying, because that is not a thing in the original game. But I want to make that. I want to make that the thing that happens. Well, yes, let's add some objects in here. One of them is, of course, we could add this sort of...
Original OG. Plot twist, meteor hits a corner of the map, releasing a new kind of alien awful creatures which all must join forces to kill. But...
oh no.
Original OG. They go rogo each other.
Aliens! I think that we don't much have aliens in this game. We have some creatures. Some of these centipede creatures. And, perhaps, I was not thinking perhaps alien things, like, of course, Heroes Might and Magic actually has background on aliens on its world. Like, if you know history of Might and Magic, they have the spaceship things and such in the early game, so that might actually be something. But what creatures could they be? What is their goal, and when should it happen? The problem is that I have already put the physics factions in, so I'm not going to actually add that plot, unfortunately. So, like, nobody can really control the aliens.
Aliens were a thing in the RPGs.
Yes, indeed, I agree, that is what they were. Unfortunately, there's not much aliens in these games. It was, for the Heroes Might and Magic 3, they actually got death threats, because they included that. Which is kind of sad, actually.
Original OG. No problem, just ideas.
Yeah, but still, I thank you for the ideas. The problem is that, there's no one to control them, so that's kind of it's hard to make them to be anything like that. Anything, unfortunately. But yeah, this is one of the posts barbarians can actually spawn at. Let me actually add some quest plays.
Original OG.
Here.
I'm just a big oobarker who has a big fantasy.
Oh, what kind of fantasy is that? Big noob RPR. No worries. Like, of course, but unfortunately not aliens this time. We might have some kind of, we might actually, I don't know yet. There's still some question marks on some of the creatures. Let's add here, a maze of minotaurs, of course. Whoever doesn't want a minotaur plate over here. And then let's add not a dragon nest, perhaps. Dragon nest is too much. We could add a dwarven mine, of course. These are places that people can just visit and get some gold from. Oh yeah. Let's also add a bridge between the twin axe. If you get a kind of a background for the twin axe, this place, let me know. We're going to be going to barbarian situation. If any suggestions on that, I have few ones I've able to find.
The Dias.
Made.
Fantasy XCOM.
Fantasy XCOM. Aliens. Oh yeah. This is too much fancy bridge, I think. So I'm going to be just making it
Original OG.
Like this.
I gotta go now. Planner is going into action.
Plan
Take
in
good
action.
care.
Hey,
I
thank you very
hope
much.
to see you later.
We're going to be doing our stream. Thank you for joining. I was very happy for seeing you. Thank you.
Original OG.
See ya, man.
Tar at the Dias.
Ta-ta-tires, we shall meet again one day. One day our roads come together once again. See you, man. Let's talk more in Discord land of lands. Like this, something like that. There we go. But yeah, thank you for all the suggestions. It's I think this map is going to be very interesting in a way. Like, I've seen many modded maps, they don't try too much. It's kind of a sad thing because of that. Like, it's just like the objects there and nothing else. So I'm happy for making this something different. Yeah, like this. Yeah, I suppose this looks okay-ish. Still has some trees and some objects, water objects.
The Dias. Chaya.
Chaya! What is your plan for today, Diaz? What is your thing you're going to do in today?
Original OG. No alerts for donations. Sad face.
And unfortunately no donation alerts yet, but thank you for the donation. Sorry for that. Yeah, I don't know, like I have my opinions on all the streamer setups people have. I'm not against the donation thing. I'm actually going to implement that at some point, but I don't want to see all these sort of like when people comment, there's this sort of like a game when like there's some enemies lose HP and then you have like a raid. I think these are sort of manipulation things. I want to have the stream itself to be interesting enough so people want to join that, not the other way around. I don't know, is this I don't know. Well, we shall see. We shall see. But that's my idea. That's my point on it. That's my point. But thank you very much for the donation. I've seen too many streamers that just like have that sort of manipulation things going all around, and I personally do not like that, so I don't want to implement too many of those. But now, I think this looks okay. We can edit that later, but now let's go to the barbarians.
The Dias. I'm going to check the online classes and probably play some Diablo 2.
Online classes, how's your online classes doing? I'm happy that I'm away from the school right now, like I finished it. I don't need to think about classes under this situation. Oh man. It will be terrifying, I tell you. I'm very happy that that is not the case. So this is the beginning city. Let's use one of their names that you actually put here. Dias. City names. Let's make this June. The capital is called June. It's like Han, but it's Jan.
The Dias.
It's John's brother.
Boring, but I have to take them.
I know. But it's like those people who help them, they don't know anything about technology, so it's kind of nasty. It's kind of nasty, yeah. One thing I want to do now is let's do some barbarian quest lines on the things, how they start, what's their plan. Let me know your thoughts on it. Well, the idea is this: you start with the 3 people that want to unite the clans. There's few cities that have opposing us on that. You need to find a relic that is a barbarian throwing club, and that barbarian throwing club is going to be the one that unites all the clans if you find it. And it's basically here, hidden. Oh yeah. And once you find it, it's going to mean that you're able to unite the clans. There's going to be a few clan leaders that you have to defeat. These sort of like rebel people. But once you do that, You essentially control this place. And I think it's interesting in a sense that the barbarians are going to come at some point, but it depends on the quickness of the player, how quick that is going to happen, or the AI, essentially. So let's start with the main event for them. Let's write it down. Let me know your thoughts on the event. This happens on the red. Effects. Tribes of Withigoth were these forced to be reckoned with in the past. In the past. At least that is how it... actually, yeah. At least that is how it was 3 generations ago. Once tribes were united under the Conqueror, who sent pillagers to the most civilized cities and met no worthy challengers. However, now tribes are weak. Centaurs and men alike follow no one. Also, long ago, enemies of Visigoths, Behemoth, Mother Gretzel, and has become active once more. Children of the Goths are preyed upon by her children, by her Behemoth. Children. Behemoth monstrosities. And this is where how much I've written it so far. Very kind of simple. Let's put some. The son of the eldest of the gods has plans to change this. And let's continue more. Let's add our display message. We're going to make some dialogue for these people. Let's see their names still. I don't get them wrong. Chief Tapani. So yeah, this is how it begins. Chief Tapani the Fearless has long had a dream of unification. That dream has been met with fierce resistance. Now, as him and his eldest son are have prepared to take on to bring together all the tribes. They must find the holy throwing club of to get all the barbarians to join willingly, or simply conquer all who oppose you. So this is the, let me see. Chief Tapani has long had a dream of unification. That dream has been met with fierce resistance from grumpy folks of folks that have long lost interest for conquest. As him and his eldest son must prepare to bring together all tribes, they must find the holy throwing club and get all the barbarians to join willingly, or simply conquer all who oppose. Simply bring down all the So this is where it starts from. Let's see. Let me know, does that sound bad or not? I will be testing out now the whole game. I will be opening it, if it works. Opening it, yes. Let's open the game.
The Dias. BRB in a few minutes.
No worries, I will be here. I'll be here. Let's see how to start this game again. Ah, here we go. Let's put the music down. Let's put that you can see actually. I don't know, can you see this right now? I don't know, can you see this? Oh, yeah, you cannot really. Let me open the window. Here we go. Let's just test the scenarios. I know it kind of goes slow, yeah, but we can test it. That's the good thing about this old game. What's the name of it again? Details. Human players, number of allies. All right. Was it the name of the whole map is Last Days, of course. So let's search for L. So here we can see and test Barbarian Nation. Let's go. Tribes Visigoth were first forced to be reckoned with, or at least that is how it was 3 generations ago. Once tribes were united under the Conqueror, who sent pillagers to most civilized cities and met no worthy challengers. However, now tribes are weak. Centaurs and men follow no one. Also, long ago, enemies of Visigoth, Behemoth's mother Gretzel has become active once more. Children of the Goth are preyed upon by her Behemoth monstrosities. Son of the Elder Goth has plans to change this. Chief Tapani the Fearless has long had a dream of unification. That dream has been met with fierce resistance from grumpy folks that have long lost interest for conquest. Now, as him and his eldest son have prepared, bring together all tribes, they must find the holy throwing club to get other barbarians to join willingly, or simply bring down all who oppose their great conquest. And yes, I'm from the wrong place at the moment. But yes, this is the spot we are starting from. With a smaller screen, it looks kind of small, but yeah, it is like that. These are the heroes. Can I open the? Yeah, the Chief Tapani is actually pretty strong. His son is, of course, much more stronger. Actually, I think, yeah. Yeah, his son is good, but a little lower level. Like, that is the thing. He has a lot of skills, even if he is low level. And his wife is a good spy. I'm hoping that people will develop his scouting abilities much more, so she will become a very useful spy for the armies. But let's bring this closed. So you saw it, it works, so that's good. One thing I noticed, there was this creature over here. I'm going to be bringing this to no player. If computer picks this, I'm going to be adding that computer is able to get control over this creature. So computer is much more stronger, but not right now. Let's keep this like this. So let's begin with some events when they get to the back here. Tapani walks in. Hall. Of June. Long left to rot by tributes more into drinking ale than planning next season of you are barbarians greet that still have loyalty towards your name. Greet you swear greet swear loyalty towards your efforts and once great hall of Jun. Gets how to, and thus began having their lifeblood. And thus heart of barbarian, spirit of conquest begins to beat once more. Heart of conquest. Good. And they bring you 2,000 gold, 50 wood, 50 ore. No, actually, let me just make it 10. So there's some interest for the resource management. And then that's about it when they get the place. So yeah, let's continue our creation with let's see. Building the Jun much bigger and better. Let's plan this. So I'm going to make so that the city halls and such, you're going to get these as rewards rather than that you have them right away. Prison, of course, you have to have. That's kind of what you need to have. But this is a vital place for AIs to have. And once this victory event happens, I'm actually going to copy this one. I'm going to make a display message just to keep this text, but I'm instead going to make this a conditional event. Conditional action if variable equals variable Tapani returns is 0, then it happens. So let's copy the text. I'm going to make it that this only happens once, so that's why I'm doing this. And that's how it happens. One else, nothing. Actually, I'm going to make a sequence. Then let's add a variable. Set numeric value. Tapani returns 1. So this happens never again. That's very good. That is very important. Remove. Good, good. So let's make some timed events. Every day, and it occurs every 7 days. Barbarians willing. Now let's actually make this a monthly event. So this is going to be the how the barbarian forces grow up substantially every month. Barbarians inside the outside the in half came from close by. Barbarians approach your gates in the city of Jun. They offer this. They offer to in hopes to get honor, women, and loot once the conquest begins. And the group is actually pretty large. What is the name of these creatures? Berserkers, yeah, this is the one. So he gets 100 in the city, that is good. Barbie at the gates. As you can see, barbarians, so they have the spirit of the whole thing growing. I might be doing that, it's going to be bigger once the conquest begins, but at least right now, not. And let's do other things as well, some ideas I've had. June log, day 1. Seen better days in order to grow. And abilities we need to build. We need to conquer. Larger conquest. We need to do more conquest. Otherwise we have to rely on barbarians quite much, quite a lot. You cannot actually see the text I'm writing. That's kind of a nasty. Let me actually change it. Ah, now I can capture monitor. Yeah, that's good. Like this. Now you can see it much better. Yeah, so you couldn't see it earlier. That was a bad thing. Now you can see it. And then no more timed events. Let's keep it like this so we know always who is the one. So must look for the throwing club. Let's make it so. You must look for the holy throwing club. Night in the feast hall increases the joy of otherwise. Barbarians, however, to really increase the spirit of fighting, you must finding the
Wispy Whiskers.
holy
Good
throwing
evening. It's your
club.
favorite mustachio.
Mustachio, Wispy Whiskers, one of the loveliest names we have had here. Hello there, Wispy Whiskers. How are you doing? Mustachio, good to see you. We are doing some modding thing on Heroes Might and Magic 4 right now. And we're writing some things for the Barbarian faction. As we are doing it right now. We are making a holy throwing club that they have to find. That is the thing. We can actually test it very soon. Again, to see how it looks. How's your day going? Events, so we must look for the holy ground. Some say it was taken by wolves from years ago. Taken from the old by wolves while he was hunting many years ago. There is a cavern nearby housing but where... I think I'm going to think this because, you know, when you find the club, it's going to help you on the task quite a lot.
Wispy Whiskers. Not much going on. Trapped in my apartment due to the pandemic.
Goddamn pandemic! I wish everyone stays safe. It's very nasty time we're living at. Very nasty time. Yeah, they're wondering. They don't wonder too much. But yeah, the thing is, my friend, I'm happy that to hear that you are doing well. And the fact is that, yeah, this is going to still take some long time. I was able to kind of predict this back in January. I've now moved to countryside, so I'm not trapped essentially because there's not much people here, so there's no reason to trap anyone anywhere. But still, good to see you. Are you familiar with Heroes, Might and Magic? So the quest is to try to find the club. And let's make a timed event. Once you have the club, we got to be making an event for that. Every day. Red. Check every day. This is going to be checking every day some things, and one of the conditions I'm going to be checking is if has artifact throwing club. What's the name of the item again? Barbarian throwing club. Okay. Okay, barbarian throwing club. Barbarian throwing club. Here we go. And once they have that, we have the sequence of so you finally found the holy throwing club that unites barbarians together. This is good news. Once hostile forces will be joining us if you carry this proof of your leadership. Next, if you carry this proof of leadership, and here we go. So what we're going to be doing is we set a numeric value.
Never played this. Also, why would wolves take a club? What would they do with it?
I don't know, but I suppose I had an idea that there's this like it was a hunting trip accident and it was chopped down by the wolves, and the wolves are actually pretty nasty. Like there's actually quite a lot of them, so it's kind of a hard to struggle to try to find the club. That was my idea initially. If you have better ideas, let me know. Like we actually made with other people that joined the stream earlier. You can actually submit ideas. Jaya's made some good ideas with the names, like the capital of the barbarians. So once we have that, we can have that, and here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Actually, I'm going to be making. Actually, I need to do this first. But yeah, that's the idea of like this map is going to be very big, very interesting map. I hope you enjoy looking when we get to the moment of showing it, because essentially this is going to be one of the interesting maps. Like there's 6 factions, different movements, and this barbarian faction is one of the first that we are doing right now. Interested to see what you think of it. I will show it a little bit to you. Throwing club. Let me put it one. If it's 0, go. Let's copy this text. I don't want it to come always, so we can delete it. We can add it in here. Display message. And let's add and it's 1, so it doesn't happen again. That's good. That's good. Let's put this one down. Here we go. So once they find Throwing Club, the value goes to 1, and then all the barbarians will be joining. That is the plan. So let me actually give you a tour to the world.
So, Bannerlord just went to early access. Any thoughts?
Bannerlord. Oh, actually, let me check it out. Yes, yes. Let me give you a tour to the land first. But yeah, so basically, I don't know about. Do you know that much about this game? But this is I'm making a fan map, fan creator map, very excessive map, but still, I'm a huge fan of this. So why not? This is going to be the most ultimate map that is ever made with this game. 6 factions, all fighting for power. Who's going to win? And all of them have backstories, all of them have different stories, and all of them can be either controlled by the player, or, like actually multiplayer, or you can play by, against AIs, and AIs are going to actually having a big interesting things ongoing. A lot of quests, a lot of different stories. This is going to be the world of Last Days. This is going to be the name of the mod, and we're making a barbarian things on here, on the barbarian continent. As you can see. Bannerlord, Mountain Blade, early access. Yeah, I'm interested. Actually, my brother followed this. Bannerlord games, interesting ones. I have not followed the newest development for it, though. The newest one. I've heard that it recently released. Are you a fan of it? Bannerlord. But yes, I kind of like, when I was writing a text, I was like, I do much more bigger welcomings, but still, lovely to have you on the stream, Whisper. A long time no see, and glad to hear that you are okay, even though the lockdown is going. So let's see, check every day. You must look for the Holy Club.
Wispy Whiskers. You were working on this last year, if I remember correctly.
You remember right. I made a huge gap, and now I'm getting back to the action. I've not done too much for this. Like, you might think that, oh, Elias has done a lot, but only recently, like, I've really started to put effort to it. I don't like the maps that usually are made for this game, because they don't have much in them. Tribes of Visigoth were once fierce foes to be reckoned with. At least that is how it was 3 generations ago. Once tribes were united under conqueror, who sent pillagers to most civilized cities and met no worthy challengers. However, now tribes are weak, centaurs and men alike do not follow anyone. But Chief Tapani the Fearless has long had a dream of unification.
Heroes 4. Remember this game?
This game is very gay, and we're making a lovely mod for it. Throwing Club, so we gotta be finding that. Let's see. Oh, there's actually people. I need to make it there's not anyone in here. But yeah, there's some fighting over here. Very easy battle. I'm going to make that there's no battles here at all, because it has to be empty and people have to welcome you.
Made some great maps.
But this is going to be the penultimate map, I tell you. Here we go. You've captured Jun. The city of Jun seen better days. In order to grow its population and capabilities, we need to do more conquests. Otherwise, you have to rely on barbarians alone. Why do I see this place? This is just a test I did. For some reason, I made a party of like 40 level heroes, and every time you try to kill it, like the game just you win automatically. I don't know why. But yeah, this is the area I'm building here. You have to find and unite the clans, unite the place. Hard, I know, but somehow you're able to do it with fierce passion. June is very, very small place in the beginning, and these are going to be opened options, but not at this right now. So that's all for now. There's of course some other events as well we're going to be doing. I remember doing a lot of maps, but this is going to be very interesting because I'm actually approaching this with the interesting perspective of actually making it lovely to play. So the idea is that these barbarians have to unite, and the throwing club is of course they're making things easier. I'm going to be making now some tribes leaders. Chieftain. And he's going to be hard to. He's just going to be against you, no matter what. Chieftain. Sees you approaching.
Mount & Blade is a mix of 3D combat adventure and strategy. It introduced the iconic combat system they use also in Chivalry and Mordor.
Yeah, very cool system. I've seen it. I remember the game where there were like guns, and it was very hard to play in that game because of guns. In Banlord, of course. Interested to see how the newest game does. If you approach it, no matter what you will do, this proud warrior will not back down. And the fight begins. He's going to be just guarding, doing nothing else, and he has some barbarians on him. Berserkers. For some reason, berserkers can be found in. Here we go. So 50 berserkers, not very hard at least. He's going to be having a bit hard because he's a good combat stat. He can do some stuff. Going to be adding another chieftain over here. However, he has of course different dialogue. And centaurs. Going to make so that you can actually get these on your side if you have the throwing club. Everyone here you can get on your side if you have that. Chieftain is not impressed when seeing you. He's not going to give up power for likes of you. And the fight begins. That is the thing. But hey, I've been streaming now today, of course, Bannerlord. Let me actually see here. Yeah, so yeah, interested to see it. It looks good. I've seen some footage, very lovely. Interested to see where it takes. But now, yeah, I suppose I will be ending this today's stream of this. But we were able to make quite a lot of stuff. We were able to make snowy areas over here, the canyon over here, and finally some barbarian quest lines. not bad at all. We're going to be continuing our process next time with these streams. I'm going to be making more regularly, and you're going to see the progress shown. But hey, thanks for watching wherever you are, whoever you are. I wish you a good day.